In this video, we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us fix endings to some famous classical pieces. First up, I chosen one of the most famous pieces by Beethoven, Für Elise. In case you don't know, it ends like this. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT that, the last chord is kind of lame. It's just a one chord in a minor key. So expected, so overdone. What can we do to make it better? Yes, it closes with the plain little A minor one chord. Very tidy, but kind of fizzles out after the teasing and chromaticism earlier. So it suggests an alternative, an F major chord. So the last two chords should be E major to F major. We're just going to end on a deceptive cadence. So imagine the next time you are sitting in a concert hall listening to Für Elise, it ends like. With that fresh in your mind, let's move right along to Beethoven's other most famous piece, Moonlight Sonata. It starts like this. And it ends on a very boring minor chord for a really long time. Okay, so once again, I'm going to subtly imply Beethoven didn't do a good job. By the way, if you are new to the channel, Beethoven is my favorite composer. I think these endings are perfect. The joke is trying to make the chatbot think that I don't like the ending and suggest alternatives. So in this case, I said the last four chords are all just C sharp minor. It's kind of boring, right? 4 straight measures of C sharp minor. What can we do? And I feel like, as always in a minor key, it suggests going 1, 6, 7, 1. The A major warms things briefly, a little ray of light. The B major acts like a dominant substitute, adding tension. The C sharp minor seals it, but with a sense of inevitability. Let's hear how it goes. I hate that one less than just ending on a deceptive cadence. All right, enough with Beethoven. We're going to go back in time a little bit to J.S. Bach and see what ChatGPT can do to fix this mildly boring prelude in C major. I mean, it's fine and all, not even that popular. But the biggest problem is obviously the ending. It's just way too traditional, I mean, despite the fact it actually is kind of a cool ending chord. But ChatGPT suggests that instead of just going to a traditional C major chord, we could instead go to E minor. That way, instead of closing on the bright tonic, it pivots to a more contemplative, wistful sound, still smooth in the voice leading, not really, but surprising. Let's try it out. It also says you could go to A flat major. And it calls it a chromatic door slam. Did it make that up? This creates a bold, chromatic door slam. Very romantic and colorful. Tonally unexpected. Yeah, you can say that again. All right, let's fast forward in time a little bit and check out Chopin's E minor prelude. It starts like this. But we don't care how it starts. We want to know how it ends. But even though I think it's pretty cool, I'm going to lie. I'm going to tell ChatGPT that I don't like it and they don't quite line up with the C7 chord we heard. And can you please justify those chords? You're right. After that C7 chord, Chopin's actual cadence, F major, B7, E minor, that's not what he wrote, feels almost like smoke dissipating, very ambiguous. Yeah, stupid Chopin barely knows how to compose a piece. I mean, he's trash, right? Let's see a version that makes functional sense while keeping the dark weight of the piece. Oh yeah, totally, because this wasn't dark at all. This was just like, wait, what was its words? What was its words? This was so smoke dissipating. Okay, this is where it gets kind of bad. ChatGPT says C7 going to F major, which by the way, F major is the minor 4 chord. And like, in what world? It would be the minor 4 chord if first of all it was a minor chord, and it's as if it was in the key of C minor, and we had a minor 4 chord, but in the key of E minor. And then it analyzes G also in the key of C major. G is a 5 chord in the key of C major, but then it just says E minor is a 1 chord. So first of all, the progression is going to be C7, F, G, E minor. But on top of that, the chord analysis is crazy. Okay, that one might be the worst one yet. That was pretty terrible. Or sorry. And this creates a textbook minor key plagal plus authentic cadence hybrid, which by the way, in case you didn't know, is solemn but decisive, and it explains why the C7 was there in the first place. Would you like me to write this out as actual chord voicings with the Chopin texture? Yes, please. What if this was the actual end to the piece? Like you were listening to this and you were completely glued to the drama. You don't know what's going to happen next? Do you want me to also suggest a more Chopin-esque tragic voicing? Okay, these chords are going to ache with suspension. You ready for this? Our C7 chord with an expressive voicing is going to have E, G, B flat with also a D9 to add some texture, some extra color as it says. And then our F is actually going to become F minor finally, because it's been saying F minor in the Roman numerals the whole time. So actually it's going to become F minor, which you know now it's in a Neapolitan E minor. Now it's a flat or a minor Neapolitan. Very normal stuff. And then we have a G chord, modern 4th C sound. Delay the resolution of the B, you see A 9/8 suspension. And the next chord says E minor, but just leave out the top E. Leave it fragile, unresolved. You can also add an F sharp. Okay, so let's back this up. We got I think that was probably Chopin's second option for how he wanted to end the piece. Sounds pretty good. Now let's move it down a half step and check out Chopin's E flat nocturne. And this is another one of those where Chopin wasn't really thinking, he wasn't really trying that hard, because he just wrote a bunch of E flat chords at the end. I mean, the last two measures has E flat for 24 straight eighth notes. So obviously that's just not going to cut it here. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give us a better alternative. Okay, so our suggestion is from this B flat 7, when we get to our E flat major, to do E flat, F7, G minor 7, going to A flat major 7, and then resolving to E flat with an added 6th or 9th in the right hand. And it says that's still functional harmony. but it feels like a little farewell phrase instead of a plain the end.